Dion, what was the play call on the pass to you?
Well, it was Dawkins pass, you know. The best thing about that, right, even though I was double teamed and all that stuff, at that moment I realized Josh trusts me like hell. Like there was two people on me, and Josh still threw it. So just to see the ball up in the air is just as good as that touchdown. So we good.
It's called the Dawkins pass.
Dawkins pass, yeah. It's for the world to know. Dawkins pass.
After the last pick by Josh, you know, Dable comes out and you guys go 10 of 11 on the ground, touchdown. Next drive, 10 out of 12 on the ground, touchdown. I mean, did you guys feel like that first one got you into a groove and then it was like, let's just take it from here?
Yeah, I think speaking for both of us, as professionals, you kind of get lost in the plays. You don't really think we really ran the ball until you get off the sidelines. You do what you're told, and it's kudos to Dayball for putting us in a position to kind of matriculate down the field and put ourselves in a position to not only run some time off the clock, but also put some points on the board.
You guys feel some traction though, Dion, after you guys
Absolutely.
got rolling a little bit? Or?
And like anytime there's a positive play, after positive play, you know, it's just fueling like for an offense. And Dable did a great job of connecting the dots where they needed to be connected, and we're just the pieces, and it worked.
Mitch, what have you seen from Devin Singletary, in particular the last month or so of the season?
Devin is one of those guys that comes into work every day, just puts in clocks and hours. He's a great dude. I think, like I've talked about before, for the most part, good people correlate to good football players, and he's a good person. He's a good dude. Works really hard. That whole running back room with guys up and down, I'm sure it's been frustrating at times, but I'll tell you what, that room has been the utmost professionals in regards to when their number's called. We trust anyone back there. And Devin has really taken advantage of his opportunities. He's made our lives a lot easier. I think there were some muddy holes in there, and he made us right. He made us right a few times. Sure. And that's all you can ask for in a running back. And then he brought the juice. You know, when you finish a play, he's the first one to pick you up, even if he's the one who had the big gainer. Like that's just something that fuels an offense, like a guy that trusts you and you trust them. And it's great to see him have success these last few weeks.
Maybe shed, Mitch, maybe both of you, a little more light on how that's evolved, because, you know, the run aspect has been something this offense has been criticized for at times this year, but you get into a position, and given everything the line's been through, right, you know, playoff berth on the line, and you guys go to the ground like you did today and produce. What does that mean? What does that say about this offense?
It just says that football is hard. Like, just truly that. Like, during the course of a season, you go through your highs and your lows, but when it comes down to it, you know, when it's time to push all of our chips in, we have to just make sure that we're making the right bets. And we have a great group of guys that call the calls, and we have a great group of guys that play the plays. And with those two connections, you know, everything is special.
Josh, is a big reason why you guys can run it in the red zone pretty successfully, but the last few weeks, the running backs have shouldered more of that in the red zone specifically, and that was again the case today. What has happened there to make it more of a multifaceted effort on the ground in the red zone?
Yeah, I think, like you said, Josh, we put on this offense, we put a lot on Josh's plate because he's such a special player. Whenever you can take something off his shoulders, you know, because he's got sometimes it feels like the world on his back, right? And like just run and pass like he's the main guy. For us, just executing in the red zone is a big thing. And any way we can do that, and it's fun to see a running back. It's fun to just score in general, but the way those guys have hit the holes, the way we've all kind of had to adapt as the season's progressed, especially in the run game, it's an ongoing process. I think he can attest to that as well. It's every week is something different. We're always working on something. So it's great to end up with points in the red zone any way we can, but those running backs have put a lot on their shoulders these last few weeks and really kind of hammered them in some big situations.
What do you guys think it says about Josh? We're in a having, his best game throwing the ball, but he's going to move the ball on the ground. He scored 2 touchdowns on the ground in the first quarter. I mean, he's got a multifaceted approach where if one thing doesn't work, the other thing, he can take advantage of that. What does it say about the quarterback and your offense?
Like, I think you kind of answered that, like, for yourself. It just shows that if we need to pick up Josh, we can do that with other guys, and it's not just on Josh. And it just shows the growth of our organization, that it's not all on Josh's shoulders. Motor went in there and did his thing. Whoever caught the ball, like, went in there and did in their thing. The O-line did in their job, and special teams and did theirs, and defense and did theirs. And with that just being said, it's 3 phases of a football game, and when all 3 phases can do their part, it takes a lot of the weight off of other guys' plates, and that just shows what's going on here in Buffalo.
When you think about 3 straight playoff runs, how much a part does Sean play in that year-to-year consistency?
Say it again. How much does Sean?
Sean play in that?
Well, Sean is everything. Sean is our head spear. That's our leaderboard. Like, he's our leader, and it just shows that Sean is Sean, and he's a stone cold killer in the face, but he knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows what to do. He knows, like, how to fuel his players, and he knows how to honestly lead the right way. And when you treat your guys right, your guys rally, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're rallying behind a leader that treats his troops right.
Do you feel like the last time college football game with so much emphasis on the run today?
I mean, I was tired. There's a few plays you catch, you don't realize your breath is gone. But I think it was just, like he said, it takes all 3 phases to win the game. I think there was points in every part of this game where one phase had to pick up the other. And it wasn't perfect at times, but towards the end, when we were moving the ball, the defense was putting us in great positions. Special teams, we got good returns, we got good blocks on that, and then the offense was able to move the ball down the field. And even if it was fun. It was tiring, but it was it just kind of showed the evolution of this football team, and we have a great challenge up ahead here next week. But there's a lot to learn from, good and bad, from this game. So we'll take it one day at a time after this, and go from there.
24 hours, man.
24 hours, yeah.
24 hours.